The temple of God in which you are you more like the Father's house, a place of devotion and worship and communion with Him, or like a marketplace, a place of activity and restlessness? Good day, brothers and sisters. My name is Ayana Dalangin, and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Today's gospel is taken from John 2:13 to 25, in which we read the cleansing of the temple. We've always read about Jesus, that he is very gentle, always calm, even in the midst of storms. And yet here we witness a different side of him in full range. And we see here that it's actually like righteous anger. Um, and it is an act of love. Why so? And Jewish has to make very strict temple sacrifices. When Israelites reach the age of 20, they have to give a certain amount to the temple treasury, which is half a shekel. So, for perspective, uh, a daily wage costs one denarii, and there's like 2.9 denarii in one shekel. And they have to give half a shekel, so that's like 1.5 um, worth of daily wage. So, and but they don't carry Jewish currency because they live around the Roman Empire, but they cannot sacrifice the Roman Empire currency. So they have to exchange currency, and that's why there are money changers, which are fraudulent in activity. Um, Also, they have to make animal sacrifices, and they have very strict rules for this. Only unblemished animals are allowed. If it's blemished, if they're broken bones, if there are defects and imperfections, it's not allowed. And they have to travel far and wide, right, to go to Jerusalem and to offer into the temple of the Lord. Sometimes their animals um, are not at the best shape, so they often have to buy animals there and then, which are costing them so much. And Jesus, in particular, is very enraged against the high priests and the Pharisees imposing all these hard burdens on people instead of like being catalyst for people to come to the Lord and experience Him in a very intimate way. They have imposed all these rules that deter people from experiencing Him. So He made whip out of cords, and this is an instrument of discipline um, for animals. And here he used this to um, to free people, actually, whom he loves. He disciplines. This performance of righteous anger was an act of love. It was necessary so that the people will be freed of these hard burdens the Lord is not pleased of, because what he really wants is to commune with his children. And here's my question: the temple of God in which you and I are, maybe we can ask ourselves, am I more like the Father's house or a marketplace? Let's try to differentiate the two. Father's house is a place of rest, a place of peace, a place of communion with the Father, intimacy with Him, true devotion and worship, versus the marketplace. It's a place of activity, of trade, of business, of money, very worldly things, a place of restlessness, a place of striving. And when we come to the Lord, are we like coming to deep intimacy with Him? Like entering the Father's house, feeling at home, feeling peace? Or do we have to strive so much? Um, are there too much imposed rules that makes us hard for us to commune with the Father? Um, I have to ask myself that question, and especially in this season of Lent, reorder my life around what is truly pleasing to the Lord. Because sometimes I personally can get too caught up with uh, too much about life, work, and many other, um, you know, I get so preoccupied with too many things. Um, but truly, what the Lord wants is my heart. I read from Psalm 51, 16 to 17. For you take no delight in sacrifice. Were I to give a burnt offering, you would not be pleased. The sacrifice acceptable to God is a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart, O God, you will not despise. May this season of Lent bring about the cleansing of the temple in which you are, so that you can truly come home to the house of the Father. And the goal is intimacy and communion with Him. If you have been blessed by this short reflection, please like and share it to a friend. Have a good weekend.